Everyone, so welcome back to this channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 common blogging mistakes I often see new bloggers make or beginners make whenever they come into blogging. Now, these mistakes are something I have done myself, and I was wasting my time, my energy, and of course I was losing money in the process while making this mistake. So I'm going to be showing you these 5 mistakes so that you're going to be avoiding it. And of course, you might be wondering why your blog traffic is not going up and why you are not making money. Well, it could be that you're actually making these 5 mistakes in your blogging journey. Mistake number 1 on my list is writing for yourself and not for your audience. Now, when you start blogging, you don't just start writing things that are very personal to you or things that interest you, because you don't know if other people are actually interested in the topics that you intend to write. And that's why doing things like keyword research is very important, because with keyword research, you can actually know what your audience are looking for, what they are searching for when they come on the internet or when they are asking questions, and then you provide solutions to these questions. Now, you wouldn't know if you just start writing things that interest you, or you could start writing personal things like let's say, for example, imagine opening a blog and then you want to do business with your blog, and then you're writing things like my morning routine, or you're writing things like my weekend activities, or what I actually enjoy doing during the weekend and stuff like that. Now, because you're not popular, people are not coming on the internet to actually know what you are doing during the weekend or what your morning routine is like. One question you want to ask when you want to write for your audience is, what are my audience actually looking for when they come on the internet space, and how can I provide solutions to this problem? Instead of writing something like my weekend routine, you can actually structure these blog posts to solve their problem. So instead of saying my weekend activities, you could do something like 7 simple weekend habits for a productive week. And even if you want to tell us all the things you did during the weekend, if there's still an opportunity for you to do so, but now you are not now sharing what you did during your weekend, but you're actually using what you did to teach us 7 habits that would help us in a productive weekend. You see how you can structure your post to actually help people instead of being self-centered and talking about yourself and what you did. Now, it's not bad entirely if you talk about yourself and your activities, but come on, are people actually coming to find out what you did? Do people actually know you that much to want to know what you did? It's only people, very big celebrities, that people are, typing on the internet to know their activities, to know where they visited, where they eat, where they shop, and things like that. But if you're not that popular, sorry, nobody's going to read about you, and nobody's going to be interested to know about you. Maybe family and friends would want to do that, but if you're trying to attract that traffic of strangers from the internet all over the world, then you have to solve people's problem. So yeah, find a way you can structure posts that actually interest you to instead now mirror what you do. You can actually teach them from your post or give information on how that topic can help them. Mistake number 2 I often see people make when they start blogging is not focusing on traffic first. Yeah, we all want to make money with our blog, right? So I often see new bloggers or people when they start blogging often rush into monetization, thinking of the monetary aspect of their blog instead of focusing on what they should do that will bring that money, which in this case is traffic. Now, without the traffic, you can't make money through ads. You can't even make money through affiliates. And even if you want to have sponsors come to sponsor maybe an article, a blog post, or maybe for brands to work with you, they are still going to ask you for your analytics to know what kind of traffic you're generating, where your target audience is coming from, and things like that. So people don't focus. I notice that most beginner bloggers, they don't actually focus on driving traffic to their blog. Instead, they ask questions like, when do I monetize, or how do I monetize, and things like that. Without traffic, you cannot get monetized. No matter the way you want to monetize your blog, everything still boils down to traffic. So how can you get traffic to your blog? You have to learn SEO, the basics of SEO. You have to focus on platforms like Pinterest that will actually help you to put links for individual blog posts that you can click that people can actually click through to your blog. You also want to focus on writing high quality keyword rich posts that will help people solve the problems they are searching for. Now, when you've done your background work and you've focused on writing high quality posts, high quality searchable posts that are keyword rich, SEO optimized, and then you're promoting them in the right platforms like Pinterest, with time people will start recognizing your blog. The analytics or the algorithm will start picking up on your content, especially when you're very consistent. And with all these right practices as your foundation, the traffic will find you, and then that's when you start thinking of monetizing your blog. And besides, most ad networks, when you come into the blogging space, either they will tell you that you have to reach a certain traffic requirement before you're able to monetize. For example, if you want to get into premium ad networks like Mediavine, like Raptive, like Moneymetric or She Media, or even Ezoic, you have to reach a particular traffic requirement, and your blog has to be at least 4 to 6 months old. So when you're starting off as a blogger, the monetization, yes, should be at the back of your mind, but shouldn't be at the forefront of your mind, or shouldn't be the first thing you think about. You have to do the groundwork first. So you have to think of traffic. How are you going to be driving traffic to your blog? What are your target audience? Where are they hanging out? So depending on the niche you're in, if your target audience are in a very visually appealing niche, or like I'd always say, Pinterest loving niche, then you can focus on Pinterest for your traffic, because why? That is where your target audience are hanging out. If your target audience are those that are very opinionated and they like conversations or they like controversies, then your target audience could be hanging out on Reddit or on X. Then you want to focus heavily on promoting your articles on platforms like this. So before you start thinking of monetization, you also need to think of the traffic. And for you to get traffic, your post has to be SEO optimized. Your keywords, you need to write quality posts with the right keywords that aims to answer the questions of your audience. Now, the second mistake I often see new bloggers make when they start blogging is trying to monetize too early. Yes, there's something as trying to monetize too early. Like I said, for most premium ad companies, they will not even accept you until your blog is either 4 to 6 months old. Okay, but let's now assume that you are able to get into the Google AdSense program and they start placing ads on your blog. Most times when you don't have that traffic, that quality traffic, it can be very, very annoying when people come into your blog and then they are bouncing off immediately. So you don't have traffic at all, and then the little traffic you're having, they are coming and going. You see, it's actually not good. Your bounce rate is going to be very high. So first of all, you want to build on quality traffic without ads. We visited blogs where the ads are very annoying, like popping up here and there and maybe occluding whatever you want to read. When you're starting as a blogger, you want to give yourself time to be able to build quality traffic before you start monetizing via ads. Now imagine that you just have 100 few people visiting your blog and actually enjoying the content of your blog, just 100, and then you start bombarding them with ads. Trust me, you're going to lose a good percentage of those people, and it's not good. It's not good for your SEO. It's not good for your bounce rate. Covering your site with ads with your very few audience, like 300 to 400 people coming to your blog post, could actually look spammy. And also slapping affiliate links here and there could actually reduce trust, okay? Because you want people to trust you first before they are able to click on links and actually buy from you. And besides, ad companies would not even accept you. Premium ad companies actually would not even accept you with little traffic. So you want to think of the traffic first, you want to build trust second, and then before you start thinking of monetization. Okay, so you don't just want to go ahead and start putting ads on your blog or start slapping affiliate links here and there. Imagine trying to sell to a stranger, okay, because you don't have that trust, you haven't built that reputation over time. It's going to be quite difficult for people to want to click on links that you are recommending for them to buy. So you want to think of your traffic first, you now build trust. So when you've brought these people to your blog, you want to build trust before you now start selling anything to them, be it in digital products, affiliate commissions or affiliate links, and also ads. Okay, so you want to think of all these things first before you try to monetize your blog. One of the fourth mistake I often see people make when they start blogging is being very inconsistent. Yes, I was also inconsistent when I started blogging. Like I said, I've made most of all these mistakes myself, and that's why I'm going to throw more light on them so that you're going to avoid them when you start blogging, or if you're already blogging. So inconsistency, being very inconsistent. In fact, there was even a time that I left blogging for a period of 4 months at a stretch, and of course you can already guess what that did to my audience, or what that did to my traffic. So being inconsistent will hurt your blog. Okay, you don't want to come today and then disappear for the next 4 to 6 months just like I did. So you want to build this trust, and if for you to build trust, you have to show up for your blog. Now you want to treat your blog like a business and actually give yourself appointments that you are either going to be researching topics, writing the topics and publishing them, and then answering to comments in your blog post. Okay, so being inconsistent is the fourth mistake I often see new bloggers make. And how can you solve this? Personally, what I do is I build a content calendar, so I could take out 1 or 2 days and do an in-depth keyword research of all the things I want to write about, and then I start writing. So there are times when I have surge of energy and very my creative oil is flowing, and I just keep on writing and writing. And there are times when it doesn't happen. So when I have that surge of creativity, I always write content in batches, and then I schedule them ahead of time, so that for those times and those periods when I am not available, I have my content scheduled out, and I have this content dropping when I'm absent. So you want to have like a content calendar. If you say you're going to be doing 1 post per week, please be very consistent and make sure you drop 1 post per week. If you say it's 2 posts per week that you can do, or 3 posts per week that you can do, please be very consistent with how you promise yourself and your blog that you're going to be dropping these posts. So there will be times, or there will be weeks where you can write 10 blog posts ahead of time. And imagine if you're doing 2 blog posts per week. Now this 10 blog posts can actually cover for the next 5 weeks. Okay, so please, you have to be very consistent with your blog. Most times when people complain about, oh, they're not making money with their blog, or they're not getting traffic, and I'll say, oh, just give me your blog link, let me go to your blog and see what you have done so far. And then I go, and their latest post is 5 months ago, and I'm wondering, what are you doing? For the past 5 months, this person might have not written or published any article, and the person is complaining of traffic, and you're just a new blogger that hasn't been established. How do you want the Google algorithm or whatever it is to actually trust you to serve your content to your ideal audience? So yes, consistency is the fourth mistake I always see new bloggers make when they start blogging. So you actually want to tackle this in your blogging journey. Batch create content, have a content calendar that you are going to be putting up content when you said you put up. So treat your blog like a business, have an appointment with your blog, and stay consistent. Last mistake on my list is actually treating your blog like a hobby. Now you cannot expect to be making money from your blog, and now you're treating it like a hobby. Now, from the history of blogging was like a platform where people come to write things that interest them. They talk about their hobbies, their likes, their dislikes, and stuff like that. But trust me, it has actually evolved over the years. Blogging is now a very big business. So if you're coming for hobby, fine, that is fine. You can actually blog for hobby's sake. But if you're coming to actually make business on your blog, you have to be very strategic. You have to know what you're trying to target and how you're going to serve these people that you're trying to target. So for example, you can't be talking about random things when you have a niche, or when your blog is very niche down. Okay, so you can't just be here and there at the same time. When you are blogging, you want to treat your blog like a business. Then you have to be very strategic in what you post, how you post, and the target audience, the people you're trying to target, and also where you promote your blog. Okay, so your blog is a business, except you don't want to run it as a business. If you want it to be a hobby blog, then it's fine. You can do whatever you like in your blog. You must not even do the necessary SEO. But if you want to run your blog like an actual business and not a hobby, then you have to do things like tracking your analytics, setting monthly goals, investing in your blogging growth, and showing up consistently. Now, when I talk about tracking your analytics, of course, you have to track where your traffic is coming from, which article is bringing you the most traffic, what are the behaviors of the people that are coming to your blog, do they last long, do they stay long on your blog. All these things will help you adjust your blogging strategy. So if people are coming to a particular article and then they are bouncing out, let's say within the first 2 to 5 seconds, then it's possible that your introduction is not catchy enough. It could be that the title of that article is very catchy, but then the first introduction or the first thing you write is not catching, it's not holding them down for them to want to read the rest of the article. So you can actually adjust that. So with you tracking your analytics, you can actually say, oh, a bulk of my audience is coming from the US, they actually love this, or a bulk of my audience is coming for this topic. So if people are liking this topic, then I should write related topic around this. So you need to track your analytics. If you're running your blog like a business, you also need to set monthly goals for things like your email sign up, for your traffic, and for your income. You also need to invest in your blogging growth or invest in your personal growth for your blog. You have to learn things like SEO, you have to pay for blogging course, or you have to invest in better tools that will help you in your blog. And you also have to show up consistently even in days when you're feeling tired or feeling less motivated. So this is how you can treat your blog like an actual business and not just a hobby. So I hope this video has been helpful. This video has been able to throw more light on those areas which you might be making mistakes in, that has really stifled the growth of your blog or limited your blogging growth. If you've been making this mistake, please, these are very easy things to correct. Like I mentioned, first mistake was writing for yourself and not your audience. Second mistake was not focusing on the traffic, and the third mistake was jumping right into monetization, and the fourth mistake was not being consistent, and then the fifth mistake was treating your blog like a hobby. So you want to look at these 5 mistakes. There are things that actually can be corrected, and there are things that you can start doing better that will actually help you in your blog growth. And again, please be patient with yourself and with your blog. Most times within the first 6 to 1 year, you don't even see, or within the first 1 year, you don't even see any traction on your blog. It doesn't mean that what you're doing is wrong. All it just needs is that you need more time. And remember, stay focused, be consistent, and I'll see you in the next one.